This week's vlog is a little bit different. It's a mixture of little snippets of what I do to reset for the week, but I will also show what I got up to during the Easter long weekend. Whenever I go to an outing with a bunch of friends, especially the Humble Abode, which is the name that we have for our flat, we went on a trip to the Pa Homestead to try out their cinnamon rolls that we've seen all around TikTok but also Instagram. We wanted to check out the hype, and in my personal opinion, it lived up to the hype. It wasn't too sweet. However, my one didn't have as much sauce as Brits or Gio's cinnamon roll, and my one was dusted with cinnamon, whereas their one was just covered in that white sauce. I'm gonna be completely honest, I had a little burnout with creating content, and it wasn't to do with the workload. It was more so a personal issue with myself because I'm quite detail oriented, and when my perfectionism mindset takes over, I go overboard with little details in a video or content, and that is just time consuming for me, which caused me to use up my full tank in a short amount of time instead of dispersing it evenly. But here we are, rejuvenated. We're making, what's that saying? Make do was what I have, because I'm editing this vlog with the little snippets of what I got up to during the Easter weekend. And it's quite random, but it is what it is. Consistency is key, not a perfect vlog. I'm just very grateful for the response I had for episode 2, especially with the Yap segment that I had with Sister Pim. There was a comment by Miss Angie. Hello, Miss Angie. Thank you for tuning in. She resonated with what we were talking about with not wanting to just stick to one career pathway. And to me, that's a reassurance that what I'm putting out here on YouTube is relatable to others. I love how some of my friends who I don't see a lot are able to resonate with what we were talking about. I also received a heartwarming message from Miss Angela, who is from Melbourne. She moved there a few years ago, and she just worded it so beautifully how she loved seeing the world through my eyes. And to me, like reading that message from her just reassures me of why I love what I do, and I'm appreciative of Miss Angela for sharing her positive feedback to me, because she wrote a paragraph, and this is tears of overwhelmment of love and support from Miss Angela, but also my other close friends who have voiced out their positive feedback, because I think I haven't fully processed the feedback I've gotten from friends. I need to excuse me. I'm very grateful and appreciative of everyone who have told me their thoughts about my vlogs and for helping me feel seen and heard and supported through this. Thank you. Thank you very much for being here. My intentions behind this now isn't just to work on unlearning perfectionism, but also I'm gonna treat it as an outlet to showcase my perspective of how I see the world around me, but also to share these moments for my friends that are overseas. Anywho, this is episode 3. If you're here from episode 2, thank you so much for tuning into this episode. Let's get right into it. We have 1 minute left. Sweating. I just finished grocery shopping. I'll do a little haul. I got this big ass cabbage because we love insoluble fiber in our diet. I can also make other things with it as well. For example, my 1 serving hot pot, 2 broccolis. I'll eat it with my steamed chicken, which I also got as well. And my favorite yogurt mints. I've been rotating with my meal prep so that I don't get sick of them. One of my favorite ones is the new trend on TikTok, which is the beef mince with sweet potato, some form of yogurt. It's usually cottage cheese, but I like Greek yogurt with it and hot honey. For lunch, I'm gonna defrost my meal prepped peanut butter that I made. You can see I have one left. This is so comforting. I love this Filipino dish. I just finished and everything, shower. I'm all lotioned up. I smell so good. I smell edible. I'm gonna chip away at some admin while I let my lotion just moisturize my body. This year, health is wealth. Mama Joy taught me how to make kefir. She said 1 tablespoon to 1 cup of milk to the grains, kefir grains. Let's make it. So kefir is basically a drinkable yogurt. Oh, that's off. But it doesn't smell off.
Are you sure you didn't put kefir grains in here?
No. Why is there no smell? It's been in the fridge since I bought it, so
It seems.
it smells
But what if it's in
fine.
the beginning stages of? Maybe it's making its own kefir grains. No, I don't fucking know. Yeah, it should smell like that.
It smells like yeast,
Yeah,
like yeast activation.
yeah. If you want to showcase in your vlog how it should look.
Of course. Show us your kefir, Mama Jo.
So this is my kefir.
Ooh. It has millions of good bacteria. Okay, this is dry. That's good to know. So, Mama Jo, what made you want to start drinking kefir?
Why did I start drinking kefir? I think I just got really into gut health, learning about microbiomes in skincare, microbiomes in your gut. And also one of the big things is in doing research about kefir is how it's a effective way, at least in my lifestyle, to incorporate some probiotics. I got really intrigued by it. There was a bit of high protein content. It was an easy way to drink yogurt, so easier to consume, low fat, just a lot more good bacteria compared to Greek yogurt or normal yogurt. And then I got obsessed. I also saw that it helps a lot with IBS, also lactose intolerance. I'm fine now drinking milk and I feel less bloated, just good healthy gut microbiome.
You told me how gut health ties in with your mental health as well.
It's something along the lines of how your serotonin production, what you eat, is like responsible for your serotonin production. So a lot of your gut health has to do with serotonin. That to me just seems like a good cycle of health. Hence why I started drinking kefir. So now I have a glass of kefir every night with a bit of honey.
That's why her face looks like that. Look at that face.
And sunscreen.
Glowing.
And water.
And water.
And tretinoin.
And working out.
Oh yeah, all of it. Sunscreen, most importantly.
Thank you, Mama Joy.
That's okay.
Now we're gonna leave this in room temperature and darkness.
Yeah, dark cupboard, 24 hours. Honestly, you can just chuck the lid on. What I do is just loosely cover it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't gotta do this fancy shit.
See ya.
That's okay.
Let's put it in my cupboard. Okay. Okay, it's 911. We'll see you tomorrow. Actually, no. You will not see me tomorrow. One of my favorite reasons why I love being friends with creatives is when you're able to experience their creations. This is an incense box created by Vinnie Builds. They use magnets for it to do like a easy close and open. And it's quite satisfying being able to just open it easily to pull out a lighter. But then also you can put in your incense boxes in here and they fit perfectly. The design that Vinnie did for the incense holder, because she found that most of the ones out in the markets right now, they're too high, the angle for the incense, and what that does is it creates a messy experience, whereas this one that she created, it's perfect. She designed the lid to have a built-in ashtray. As you can see, there's curvatures. Let's light it. Pop it in. Easy as that. Vinnie Builds incense box holder. For this week's Yap segment, I want to yap about a YouTuber who I discovered through homepage. The first video of hers that I watched is called Creating Your Own Digital Garden. I won't go into depth of what that means. The YouTuber I'm talking about, her name is Anne Howard. I'll link it down below if anyone is interested in watching it as well. The video is just about mindful consumption of content or any form of media. It could be music, films, a book, but also TikTok content or Instagram or any of those social media platforms. It resonated to me because one of my main goals at the moment is to try and stop doom scrolling. Now, I bought this little red book at the start of the year because I was inspired by a creator on TikTok to have one on hand for everyday use so I can take it anywhere. And the purpose for it is to treat it like my notes app. I don't know if you guys do this too, but it's on my notes app. It's just a whole lot of random stuff. It could be my grocery list. It could be a realization I had about life. It could be a poem or a song that was in my head that I just wanted to jot down. I love physical writing. I love whenever I write my lyrics for songs that I come up with, I write it on Notability, which is an app on my iPad. But having this little book was more convenient. It's lighter. It's main character. I'm gonna share a very funny story. We were in Waihee. Me and my close friends were camping out there and we attended the Georgia Femme music event. It was something that Georgia Femme was hosting with one of the D&B artists. Anywho, I didn't feel like drinking, so I went in sober. I can have a good time when I'm sober, but this time around, I just had a lot of things on my mind. So I went to the smoking area or the outdoor area of the place and I whipped out this little red book and I started writing. And then this handsome fellow came up to me and asked me what this was. And he asked me if I was traveling solo and if I was from a different country. And of course I played along with it. I was like, yes, how did you know? I'm a foreigner. Oh, why am I putting on a very odd accent? Anyway, I was just telling him, I was like, yeah, I'm traveling. I'm originally from the Philippines. He was like, wow, what do you think of our country? I go, oh, it's beautiful. I love the greenery. I love all the nature. But I hear that it's not green as you guys portray it to be. And mind you, this guy was drunk. And he was like, yeah, it's not as tidy Kiwi as we can be. But it was just quite refreshing to be able to jot down my thoughts anywhere, anytime, as long as I have it in my purse or in my tote bag. I am now using it to correlate back to the YouTuber's video of a digital garden because I wanted to have a platform or a form of keeping my thoughts in a collection. I was like, oh, I already have this book that I haven't used in a while, so I'll start using it again and I'll treat it as my digital garden. Basically, a digital garden, I'll read it out. Actually, I'll read it here. Mindful Consuming. Video by Anna Howard explains how we consume so much to the point of doom scrolling that when we come across a topic we agree with, we don't give ourselves time to think about it and why we agree with it. And when she said this, that's when I was hooked into watching the rest of the video. What I took away from it was the importance of giving ourselves time to actually process. One moment, I gotta flip the page. And take in what we consume and to have a form of space where we can jot down our ideas and thoughts. For example, your favorite scene in a show and why and what makes it your favorite scene. And I used Fleabag. If you haven't seen that, I highly recommend watching that. She used Fleabag as one of her examples of what she mindfully consumed as a rewatch. She noted down why Fleabag is one of her favorite comfort shows. It could be a line that the actor slash actress said that made her laugh uncontrollably. It can be as simple as that. This form of space is called a digital garden, and she explains what it is and how to create your own in her video. So like I said, the link is down below if you want to watch that. I took into practice after watching this video. I watched the film Your Name Engraved Herein. It's a Taiwan LGBTQ plus film. I will share my thoughts on the film. I will also put up a screenshot and a video of me taking it all in. There is this first scene that I loved. The two characters who have a special bond with one another are snuggled up in a tiny corner. Their juxtaposition with lines leading to them created this beautiful shot. It was intimate and innocent. It showcased their connection and bond with one another wholesomely. And then one of my favorite lines from the film was, "Fools rush in where angels fear to tread." The other dialogue was, "Everyone's first love is as great as an epic movie." This resonated to me as someone who is a hopeless romantic. I love easily. I tend to fall easily as well. However, now that's changed. As I look back and reflect on how I've grown and developed as an individual, learning that love can come in many forms, and the love that I used to think was love was not love at all. Okay, I think this was my final summary of how I felt about the film. I resonated with this queer film because I'm guilty of trying to force love where it was one-sided. I played into the physical intimacy that the other showed me as his way of showing he cared for me and wanted me. Deep down, I craved for a real love, but what is love in this sense? Love has many forms and many meanings, which I get lost in. And the whole concept of forbidden love. And I just sat there in my feels, like right now where I cut to the scene where I'm just processing what I just watched and going through all the emotions at once. Being able to create a space for my thoughts has helped me to slow down with what I consume on my phone and my electronic devices. It has also shown me the importance of creating that space to let my thoughts breathe and fully acknowledge my own thoughts, because I find that when I doom scroll on TikTok, I would find a video where I'm like, clock the tea, and then I just keep scrolling and I don't even remember why I agreed with it or why I clocked the tea. But anywho, like I said, the link is down below. It goes in depth of what a digital garden is and how to mindfully consume on social media platforms. I highly recommend it. I love Anne Howard. Her videos are insightful. I would love to hear your thoughts. If you have any recommendations as well of what I should watch on YouTube, please jot them down below in the comments. I would love to know what you guys watch on YouTube. I consume a lot of different type of media on YouTube, so please share who your favorite YouTubers are or a new song you love. That wraps it up for episode 3. Again, thank you so much for being here. I'll see you in episode 4. Bye bye. Just got killed by a skeleton.